CERN for certain.
Yep. So we want to clarify, any details that we found out about Project Anchor. Because there's been a few people asking us to see if they can find out any more information. Because when you look it up, it's so all over the place. But if there's any information on it, it's so many different things. So everything that we've looked up so far and tried to uncover, they're trying to say that they wiped the original project, which the original project supposedly had an $89 billion budget to support and set up Project Anchor. A theory is that it's two different projects that they combined into one and made up this story about Project Anchor.
It seems like they muddied the waters on purpose when it came back to people calling it out, because this wasn't released this year. That information wasn't released this year.
Why?
What do you mean why?
What do you mean why? I can't see. What do you mean why? Why would they muddy waters on
Because
just poles shifting?
that's not what it is. That was not in those files.
That was one of the theories of why we were going to
That was a theory, and there is an anomalous event that they talked about with magnetic poles shifting. There was terminology that was used in the release that was very alarming at first, when they said they had an acceptable loss of life and all those things.
Okay, yeah.
So there's several things that lined up around the time that this was all breaking, which was 2024, I think it was.
I thought it was 2019, but maybe not.
I think the project started in 2019. It was leaked in 2024, and they talked about all the bunkers that were being built by really, really rich people.
Yeah.
And there's a whole list of celebrities and just other moguls, tech billionaires, whatever. There's a bunch of people all of a sudden building bunkers, building a lot of bunkers. Yeah. Even Rick Ross got bunkers.
Rick Ross.
Even Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah, they got bunkers. And that was weird, right? If you think about that, you're like, well, that's weird. That's kind of odd.
Why would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was 2019 that this happened too, but CERN was doing more activity. It got shut down for a little bit. CERN stopped running projects, then they started up again. And what they're saying is, in the file, is that there are two black holes that have a 94% chance of closing in on each other.
Okay.
And then that has the impact to shift our gravity a little bit. It has some sort of gravitational pull towards that because it starts swallowing things in on itself, I guess. Whoa.
But,
damn, okay.
But I thought that they did a test where they realized that during the test there was gravity loss.
Yeah, during the CERN experiment, there was a loss of gravity.
And that's when they were like, oh.
So it was leaked in 2024. So then it was kind of odd that, well, why all of a sudden are you hearing about it now? Well, because this is the year that it's supposed to have happened. Mm-hmm. So in 2024, they said August 14th, August 12th, 2026, this is going to happen. And the reason that the theory of them trying to silence it at this point is because the impact of this was potentially man-driven. They did it. Mm-hmm. And they're afraid of the backlash, and I guess have been trying to fix it ever since, because I don't know if you know this or not. The Hadron Collider is apparently going to get replaced with a much larger one.
Well, there was a donor that donated $1 billion for a second
particle or Hadron Collider. So
yeah,
I guess that's why they're trying to shut it up at this point, is because widespread panic, and also because it was the backlash of it being a potential man-made incident. I guess they're just afraid of the backlash, afraid of dealing with that. And if you look at the stuff that CERN has done, it's very weird, because they've done all these tests and they found what they call the God particle. I forget the real term, whatever they called it.
Yeah.
The CERN thing is weird because, they have Shiva, the goddess, or the god statue, and we're like, oh, there's that ritual. Here's the thing about the ritual. They've said several times that it's fake. They've come out and said, oh, that was fake. That was students that were there that did that.
Just being goofy.
And being goofy. And I was like, well, that's really weird, because I'm sure you have some kind of security footage. Why wouldn't you show them coming back in the hallway and laughing, or nobody addressed the fake killing?
Yeah.
You didn't really address it. You just said it was a prank, and it's well, you're just supposed to believe that.
trying to get clarity on why they're making light of the situation, but okay, so then give us proof as to why you can make light of it. Oh, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. It's just
they just said, oh, they were disciplined. It was students. When you go back to the Shiva thing, you're like, why is that statue here?
that one specifically.
They
yeah.
said that it was a donation from the Indian government and because there's Indian scientists that work there and all this stuff, and they're like, oh, the god or goddess, whatever it is, does like it represents the balance of creation and destruction, which is what they're doing here. And I was like, well, the destruction part is weird, but it's also known commonly as the god of death and destruction. It's like, what? But why? Why do you have that there? Like, that's weird.
That's
Why
weird.
is it
Yeah,
there?
pick anything, anything but that.
How about you just make a nice fountain?
Just put me out a lightning bolt or a butterfly or something.
A butterfly.
We're
And then the
creating
logo.
life,
Look at the
yeah.
logo. The logo is 3 6s. If you look at the CERN logo, that's what their logo is. It's super weird. And then you know about the super smart kid? They said, oh, he's the smartest kid in the world. And he explained what he thinks
It was
happened.
an old video.
It's a super old video. He explained it really well, which is part of this. It all ties into this black hole, these two black holes colliding. What he's saying is when they created a God particle, all it did was shift us a little bit into a different timeline.
Yeah.
So he starts comparing parallel timelines, parallel universes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird of like, why are you trying to recreate that? And like, what? Remember that was a long time ago. Everybody said, oh, they're trying to create black holes and to recreate the Big Bang. And they're like, oh, that's not what we're doing. We're also just colliding other things. And you're like,
Why would you do that?
why?
Why?
Why would you ever do that? So the Project Anchor comes back in because there was several $1 billion set aside and the anchor was in reference to securing sensitive sites like nuclear plants, military bases,
Oh, that's weird. I don't like that.
and several other locations. So I don't know. It's just kind of weird when you look at all the bunkers that are being built and you're like, I mean, I guess I can see 1 or 2 people having it. And I guess if you have dumb money, like what's the harm in having a bunker? But
So I was looking to see what other events were going on because you know that on August 12th, that
The
same
eclipse.
day, the total solar eclipse
Yeah.
is happening. And you know how Greenland keeps coming up in the news?
Yeah, Trump's trying to buy it.
yeah,
I wonder whatever happened with that.
let me get
'cause,
that.
I want that green pasture.
Didn't they say they were
How
he
much
was
is
going
it?
to rename it to Red, White, and
Red, white, and blue land.
yeah. I think that this eclipse is also the longest eclipse that has happened forever. CERN technically they say is going to be closed during those dates for like the
Isn't that
they're gonna be out there fighting
coincidental?
hard.
Because
But-
they're going to be tied down,
but
not able to work.
they're going to have an activity where they're inviting multiple scientists from all over the world
To
to
Die.
CERN.
jump.
Yeah. Hey guys, let's have a quick jumping contest.
Oh,
Related-
hurry, everyone. Jump as high as you can.
They're
Related to
eliminating competition.
particle physics. So during that same time period, during that eclipse, during the time that they think that maybe they may do something with gravity or do some kind of test, they want scientists from all over the world to come to their event during that time period.
So they can get rid of them.
No, either protect them because you know you got things going on, so you want your smartest people there with you, or they think that there's going to be an issue and they need help trying to figure it out. But regardless,
Or it's all of them just trying to close out the competition. I'm gonna give you the rundown right now. It's gonna be super easy. CERN blowing shit up for no reason, trying to make 2 Earths, made some accidental black holes, the effects of which are gonna turn off our gravity for 7 seconds on August 12th, 2026. Be there or be in the air.
they're trying to cover it up because it was actually, you know, NASA's probably trying to figure out the best way of anchoring down, I guess. I don't know.
The anchor thing came into protecting certain like sites, like military sites. I think it was
okay.
military sites, nuclear plants. There was several other locations that they were talking about trying to anchor down, but I think they're just trying to like confuse people now at this point, and then like the reasons for it not happening that people are giving are not, to me, like it doesn't have anything to do with the accusation.
this is our original timeline, right? But as soon as this starts, we are infinitely catapulted into an infinite number of parallel universes. And somewhere infinity down the line, here's our universe, right? And then we're constantly shifting into alternate universes as we speak. And that expansion of infinite universes is our reality as we know it in time. So therefore, if there are other universes, they're next to ours. And this actually relates to my theory of the Mandela effect and how the particle accelerator altered the weight of one electron and therefore destroyed our universe and shifted us into the universe that's directly next to it. And therefore, things are different in this universe. Right. So when our universe was destroyed over here.
And this was, you think, when CERN Super Collider did its experiment?
Large Hadron Collider, yeah.
Or the Hadron?
Large Hadron Collider, right.
Okay.
And so after our universe and timeline was destroyed, we were, let's zoom this in a lot, zoom, 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 and the universe that's directly next to ours, it's just directly next to ours, energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred from form to form. But if there are an infinite number of universes, then there's 100% chance that this happened, at least maybe in another universe, maybe not ours. Then again, there's also an infinite chance that this is our universe. So if this one was eliminated, all the energy from this universe created or transferred a universe that was right next to us.